is REO Speedwagon. We'll go over that in a minute. Lee's birthday was yesterday. I don't celebrate birthdays, but happy birthday, Lee. She gave me this shirt. This is the thumbnail, and it's from Hawaii. So, Hawaii might be very significant for someone. We also have fishing. We have REO Speedwagon. You can tune a piano, but you cannot tune a fish. Now we're going to go in there and I'm going to show you a picture of that too. Astro was really quiet last night. It was really funny because what we were doing was we were like standing around like I am, and we were just like going, we really did a good job, and we're looking around kind of like you would look around at a 157 Riverside Avenue, the other song by REO, where you'd be looking around an address and it was empty, like maybe an empty warehouse, an empty parking lot, empty factory. And we were just looking around saying, yep, we did a good job. Kind of like a broom swept clean. What do they call it? Broom swept clean when you leave a house really nice or a property. And this is how I felt, just like this. Like, yeah, good job, everybody. Okay? And why the fish stuff? I'm not sure. They're telling me that somebody is doing some stuff to do with an assignment with fishermen, an assignment with fish, and it could be in Hawaii. That's just probably going to be specific for a handful of you because we usually do go in teams. So I could be running my next edition, my next assignment with a bunch of you in the waters of Hawaii. I'm not really sure. All I know is we're going to another assignment. This assignment, we were just standing around going, everything looks really good. We can move on. So whatever we cleared out, that assignment is done. Now, I want to talk to specifically you guys that are watching the news. I said yesterday some stuff on it, and Leah just texted me on one of my videos and was talking about some of the stuff on TV. You really got to stop watching that stuff because it's just to get you into a lower vibration. It's to get you to take one side or the other and run with it. Okay? So whether you think the shootings were okay or you think the shooting wasn't okay, it doesn't matter. It's just trying to get you pulled one way or the other, and we have to stay neutral. And we have to realize that we're bringing in the end of this movie. Okay? Now, in Astro, we take one side or the other, and it's the good guy, and we know everything, so we don't have to sit there and listen to fake news, and we don't have to rewatch tapes and figure out who did what, because everything is crystal clear. We know who the bad guy is, we know who the good guy is, and we just go for it, and we arrest the bad guy. When we're sitting in our physical avatars, we're getting shown on TV this clip, that clip, and you decide what you want to do, but you have a lot of narratives in there telling you, mind programming you to be pissed off or to be happy, right? Either side, whatever side you're on. So if you can watch something and remain neutral, fine. But if you're going to go off and start getting upset or too happy, no, we got to stay balanced. So I'm not going to do a lot of preaching on this, but you have to understand that this is not what it seems. Now, I've had lots of videos out lately telling you to watch certain movies, to giving you certain messages on this. So I'm not sure why some of you are falling too far one way or the other. And I'm not using Lee to point her out and use her as an example, but I am, because she gave me this shirt. It was her birthday. She's been with me for years. And I don't want you falling into that movie trap of the world. Okay? Now, you can say, I'm not, I was just commenting. Okay, that's good. You only know you. I don't need to sit here and debate with anybody whether they're doing good or bad. I'm just putting it out there because when I read that comment, I wouldn't have even wrote a comment like that because I wouldn't even give that energy my time. But since you wrote that comment and I really love you, I'm giving it some time because I don't want you falling for anything on TV. And that's for all of you. Okay, we're going to go ahead and go into the other room. I want to show you Willie. You can tune a piano, but you can't tune a fish. That was the album cover that I was drawn to, and it's REO Speedwagon. I used to listen to that in 1980. And then before that was 1978. 1978 is when that came out. 1976 was Decade to Rock and Roll. That's 157 Riverside Avenue. That was the first album from REO I ever heard, was Decade to Rock and Roll. And I liked it so much that then we started listening. And then they came out with High Infidelity, Keep on Loving You, and that is an awesome song. So if you liked Roll with the Changes and you liked 157 Riverside Avenue, check out REO All Day Today. And check out their album after this, which is High Infidelity, Keep on Loving You. Time for Me to Fly. Yeah. Okay, so REO is very important because we want to roll with the changes. And what are the changes? The changes, let me see if I can set you up here. Okay, so the changes, I just got done telling you some, okay? Stay away from the TV if you're going to go one way or the other. If you're going to go one way, I don't care if it's anger or happiness. If you can't watch TV in a neutral zone, turn it off, okay? Because that's what they're trying to do. That's what the whole movie end part is to get you to lower your vibration. That's their last, their last tool in their toolbox is to get you to lower your vibration. Okay? Now, with this video here, I'm going to stand up on this. So look how tall I am. I always joke and say, in my next life, I'm going to make myself taller because I'm only 5 foot tall. But I'm not coming back here for another life. And I don't want another physical avatar. So let's hope that wish don't come true. Okay, so the main thing I wanted to tell you is the first shorts had water sign, fire sign. Okay, water puts out fire. And that's what the message is. The message isn't astrology. It's water puts out fire. And if you're starting to feel yourself with that fire, okay, then throw some water on yourself. Because we need to roll with the changes, not fall into them. Okay? We need to walk away from the past, the 8 of Cups. We also need to walk away from the present if it's taking us off our high vibe or if it's taking us too far one way. And that's St. Michael's Sword of Truth. Yes, indeed. Okay, so that was the roll with the changes one. Then we had that same message end 157 Riverside Avenue. What's going on now is you're on the outside looking in, but I use Lee's comment as an example because that's not on the outside looking in. That's on the inside looking out. And we want to reverse that. So once again, I'm not trying to single her out. I'm trying to take that energy and the energy off of that comment and just tell you guys that we can't go too far one way or the other. We need to roll with the changes. Now, what happens is if you get into that survival mode, that's what they also want you to do. They want you to have that lack of, that mindset I talked about yesterday. Scarcity, survival mode, fear. That's all opposite of on the outside looking in. It's on the inside looking out. It's who's going to come save me attitude. It's do I have enough A, B, and C to get me to D? It's all old programming. And I'm so glad that you actually put that comment on there because all this is an extension of the last two videos, the energy. Now, some of you are getting downloads, visions, and dreams, and you're snapping out of this shitty thinking, and it's not working. But some of you are getting pulled to it. Now, I know Bad Me had a comment too asking for some help in thinking today, and you're getting it right now. And we had a big long talk last night. You were part of the crew that went with me to size up that last assignment, look around and say it's all good. You were with me and we had a long talk. And that talk is a download. It's a vision. It's something that happened in astro for you. So your thinking should be clear today. But the problem is that when we wake up in our physical avatar, we forget this stuff. And if you're not following my daily energy and you're putting in CNN and Fox News or whatever you're putting in, you're drifting off. So I can't stress enough today and yesterday's videos, so please watch them a few times because we can talk through these videos to you. That's why they're so important. It's not for subscriptions, likes, and donations. That is not why we do this. Me. We is me and my spirit team. So we need to be loyal, brave, and true because this forbidden knowledge is being downloaded in astro to us. Then when we wake up, we have to stay loyal, brave, and true. Now, here's the opposition. Besides you putting in information that's putting you off balance one way or the other, because there's no right or wrong. You're really pissed off that it happened. You're really happy that it happened. Both are wrong. We have to stay neutral and keep realizing that we are in a movie. Let it play out. Karmic trolls and love potions. Okay, so that ain't easy. It ain't easy when not only are you putting shit in your body, but then you have karmic trolls. Now, on the bottom it says focused group attack. So it's not just like one of these little guys is just popping around. It's a whole group. It's a whole network. It's all of the dark minions trying to take the light minions and bring them down. It's a whole focused group, okay? False friends on top of it. Then your friends and your family are part of that and you don't even know it. Then you have jealous obsessions. So this ain't easy, so that's why I'm pointing it out. That's why we're doing this video. Then you have people attacking you because they don't want you to have your divine love. Okay? So they're attacking you because they don't want you to have your divine love. They want you to ruin your celibacy, your purity. They want to manipulate romance with sex. It's a dangerous obsession, lustful thoughts. Okay, so confirmation. Yeah, we have confirmation here. We had a kitty jump up there. Okay, so this love potion. So do you see how many things and people you have coming at you? You have family, you have friends, you have the media, you have yourself, right? Okay, so what are we going to do about all this? All right, well, randomly at the bottom of the deck, we have the King of Wands in reverse. So we're going to get our ego and we're going to put it in check. And I'm going to shuffle up these cards and we're going to do a little reading on what we can do. Got to move the camera around because you know the cats rule the house. Okay, so let's shuffle these up right in front of you here and let's get another message. Those were the shorts message. And I could talk for a long time on REO. I could talk a long time on those songs, that music, but I'm not going to. I want you just to look up REO and jam it out today all day long, all right? Okay, so what's our message here? We had a long, big message just prior, just on them two shorts. So we've got 1717 on the clock, and we've got the 10 of swords. So it's just like the 8 of cups picture. You have to walk away. Then you have the birds, which are messengers, and you have to listen to the messages, but you have to walk away from the message. Okay? Meaning everything I just said. That will give you victory, 6 of Wands. And it will give you this staying high-vibed, staying in the white light, instead of coming under here. And this is reminding me of a Christmas wreath. And it's reminding me of down here, how you see how it's white down here, but it's not as bright as up here. So it's taking you back down into the matrix. This to me is the matrix. And it's giving you a false light. So you won't have a badass success. And you got to stay high vibed up here. So what's funny about these cards is because that was a message I've never got from that card before. Never got a message about the lower light and the higher light. Communication with the birds and the walking away, I have got that before, but the birds giving you information versus the world, she's not in front of a TV set. She is in front of a bright white light walking away. Stay the Queen of Pentacles. Yep, that's the, you have everything you need. Stay in that Zen. Watching that kind of stuff takes you out of your Zen. So there's another way you can tell, because you're not feeling like that. You're not feeling that kind of an attitude and that kind of a feeling. If you are, like I am, this is me 100%. I'm not going anywhere. I'm not even hanging out outside. I'm just Zen. I'm just here. I'm more in astro than I am here, but okay, you've made that decision. 2 of Swords in reverse. You are listening to the birds. You are listening to me. You have made that decision, the 2 of Swords in reverse. So That's good. And like I said, this might not even be for Lee. She might have just made a comment and she's not even any of these things I'm saying, but someone out here is. And they need to hear that. They need to see the red, green, and yellow lights and put them into action, the Three of Pentacles in reverse. Just saying what I'm getting off the card is it's go time, then you stop when you get off balance, you put the yellow light on, the cautionary tale, and then you go right back to it's go time again. Knight of Wands in reverse. Just like with the King of Wands in reverse, I feel like you are keeping your ego in check, but through your creativity, it's getting unbalanced. So what are you doing for creativity? Are you watching too much TV? Are you too much with people that are trying to bring you down? Like, let's say you were a musician and instead of writing music alone at your house, you've been with a bunch of guys forming a band, which is good creativity, but their energy is bringing you down. That's what I'm feeling. So I'm feeling like this Knight of Wands is your action needs to be more monitored. Green, red, yellow. Go, stop, and then caution. That's what I'm hearing. Go, stop, and then caution. So what I'm hearing there is to be more analyzing of the situation and then staying in that middle ground. So you can go with all them band people, you can watch that stuff on TV, you can do these things, but your thinking has to stay in the middle. It can't go too far this way, and it can't go too far that way. Okay, and then the last few cards, we've got the Nine of Wands in reverse. And all I'm feeling there is exactly what I said about seeing that room, that big warehouse, all white and broom swept clean, and saying, yep, we did a good job, let's move on. So the Nine of Wands, the fence has been made, the 9 has been completed, and we went to a 10. So that's what I'm feeling off of that card. And then we have the Hanged Man. So now you have a new perspective and a new job. So that just took us right back around 22:11 on the clock to your next assignment, which has to do with Hawaii, has to do with water, has to do with fishing, has to do with rolling with the changes, has to do with rivers, 157 Riverside Avenue. And after I started listening to that, my grandma moved into the Riverside Apartments. So the Hanged Man, grandma's coming through saying, get a new perspective. You have a new assignment, a new perspective. Stay in the middle with your thinking. As soon as you go too far happy, too far sad, get in the middle again. And I'm constantly saying stop. And I've been telling you that in every reading. Getting too angry watching this animal abuse. Okay, stop. It's a movie. Is it affecting me this second? Can I do anything about it? Okay, let's just roll back, stop, caution. Okay, now let's go on to the next thing. Okay, new perspective, and then the moon in reverse. So she's coming up out of the water. She's no longer going to drown. She's no longer going to go too far one way or the other way. She's going to come up out of that water. So now it's just repeating itself again. Very good videos. I want you guys to, every single video, they just keep connecting. Don't miss a video. Watch them a few times. Okay, I am Miss Mystic. Thank you for listening.